Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and today is a pretty freaking awesome day to be playing Modern Warfare Remastered because 1, double XP weekend, always a good time, and 2, this week's Weekend Warfare is one of the coolest ones that we've seen so far. So the name of the Weekend Warfare is actually going to be Slasher. Now the reason why they did this was because they can't, of course, infringe on anyone's copyright, but essentially what this is going to be is it's going to be Michael Myers, the old school private match game mode that people were playing in Call of Duty 4 all the way back in 2007. I'm sure it came around before Call of Duty 4. A lot of stuff that we see in Call of Duty 4, at least in terms of private match game modes, were typically inspired from other things from previous games like Halo, so I don't know the exact origin of this game mode, but I played it all the time back in COD 4. I played it all the years leading up until Modern Warfare Remastered in private matches and open lobbies with friends and subscribers and stuff. It's a really fun and interesting game mode. So how this is played is it's sort of like Infected. If you guys don't know, Michael Myers, the private match community game mode that was made by the community that just played in private matches, it actually inspired Infection to become a game mode in later Call of Duty games. So essentially the game starts off, everybody is waiting to find out who the slasher is. Basically, you're running around going, okay, let's keep a good distance between me and anybody else, right? Just in case they become the slasher. Then one person randomly becomes the slasher, and it's up to them to, within the time limit, kill every person on the other team. Now, how this actually happens is if you're on the other team, you're a survivor. You can't hurt Michael Myers, right? You can't hurt him in any way. You need to basically hide. You can shoot him with your pistol, but that's not going to hurt him. It's just going to annoy the heck out of him. So I played this for an hour and a half, trying to get at least one game of me playing as Michael. I was typically the survivor. And if you get hit by a bullet as Michael, it slows you down so much, and it's incredibly frustrating. So if there's like an actual group of people on the other team, and they all actually work together to keep you slowed down and save each other, it could actually be a pretty bad time if you're Michael, but that's what the bullets actually do. So you basically need to hide. Periodically, you're going to get 100 points for staying alive as a survivor. Michael does not get points periodically. He does get 300 points per kill. I have found that survivors tend to rack up a ton of XP while playing in this particular playlist, especially if Michael is newer or does not quite know where to look. Right now, things are kind of slow because I don't feel as though everybody knows exactly where all the best spots are, because all the spots that are being utilized, these are elementary spots. If you played, Michael Myers back in Call of Duty 4, then you know all these spots inside and out. But a lot of people that are playing this, they don't know these spots yet. So they're kind of running around and wondering, like, how are these people getting up to these spots? Like, for example, the first game I played, I jumped on top of the roof on Downpour, which was actually really interesting. It was the first time I had played Downpour since they actually added Daybreak to the game. So it was kind of cool to see the original Downpour once again. And so I'm sitting there on top of the roof, and just people are running by, but they don't know how to get up here until eventually they did figure it out and didn't end up killing me. But it's cool to be able to have these spots that people don't know, and people are learning them, and people are getting on top of them and stuff like that. So I imagine as the weekend progresses, like come Sunday, everybody's going to know all these spots, and these matches are going to be incredibly fast paced. But right now, it's kind of a situation where if the Michael doesn't quite know what they're doing, or at least know where to look, then you can just kind of sit in the corner somewhere and rack up a bunch of XP. Now, I don't want this to make the game mode sound bad or anything like that. You can literally lay in a corner and rack up a bunch of XP in this playlist. But here's the thing, that's what the game mode was intended to be like. It's a game of hide and seek. You're not getting a ton of XP playing in this playlist, but you are getting XP for doing essentially nothing. Like, if you will go hide in the corner somewhere and the game lasts 10 minutes and Michael never finds you, you can get well over 10,000 points just for doing basically nothing. I personally, in these long matches where I was in a good spot and the Michael had no idea where to look and he was taking a very long time to find people, I was personally watching live streams on my second monitor while I was playing the game and still racking up XP. So it's a pretty nice passive way to gain a little bit of XP and, of course, utilize double XP weekend. It's not nearly as good as actually playing other game modes. Like, you're going to get infinitely more XP for playing a game like Domination. Also, if you are somebody who dies very early, it may be worth it to just leave, because I've noticed that most of these matches last anywhere between 8 and 10 minutes. Usually they go up to around 10 minutes. And so if you die pretty much immediately, immediately, you're going to get no points, right? You're getting no XP really whatsoever, and you're going to sit in this lobby watching other people play and have fun, and you're just sitting there spectating, basically. Now, it is worth mentioning that everything that happens in this playlist does actually go on your combat record. If you're somebody like me that does care about their KD and their win-loss and so on and so forth, you do get kills, you do get deaths, you can actually complete challenges while playing in this particular playlist, and so I haven't seen it happen yet, but if Daybreak were to show up in the map rotation and you get assigned to be the slasher, I would assume that your melee kills will count towards the melee kills you need to get for the Daybreak challenges. I'm not sure about that. I played for an hour and a half and I did not see Daybreak pop up, but I did see Downpour pop up twice, so I have no idea if Daybreak is actually in the playlist or not. Please let me know down there in the comments if you guys have seen that. But yeah, you can complete challenges, you do get kills, you do get deaths, you can get wins, and you can get losses, very similar to Infection, of course, or is it called Infected? I think it's Infected. Very similar to Infected, of course, right? So you can get a win if you're on the Survivor team and you just live out the entire game, or you can get a win if you're Michael and you kill everybody on the other team. It is worth mentioning at the very end of the game, once there's one survivor left, and this is exactly the way it was back in COD 4, which is absolutely amazing to me, the final survivor can actually kill Michael Myers. You can't hurt him whatsoever unless you're the final survivor, in which they actually give you a shovel to defend yourself, and you basically have a knife fight with Michael Myers. That's exactly how people played back in the day. It's amazing to me that Raven Software took a private match game mode. Keep in mind, this was never like an official playlist of any description whatsoever. It was just something that the community did way back in the day. They would play in old school mode in a private match. They would send out messages. Who remembers message to all friends and recent players? They would send out those mass messages, get people into a private match, and play this private match game mode that was made by the community. And it's amazing to me that Raven Software took that community game mode, something that is so Call of Duty 4, and make it the Weekend Warfare playlist here for Modern Warfare Remastered. It's absolutely amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Have you guys checked out this playlist? I would highly recommend it. If you're looking for a passive way of gaining XP this weekend, this is a pretty good way to do it. Of course, it's nowhere near as good as actually playing game modes like Domination or Headquarters or Hardpoint or S&D or anything like that, but it's a fun way to play the game. I really do enjoy the hide and seek aspect, and again, somebody like me that played this exact game mode back in Call of Duty 4 in private matches, to see it actually as a public playlist where you can actually earn XP, it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of it this weekend. I hope you guys are as well. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.